This is your math gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic. This is video 14 in our series of solving equations with decimals. So let's work on this problem here. So we have a lot of decimals in here, and you could go ahead and leave it with the decimals and not worry about it. Just be careful with your arithmetic. So let's just do it that way first. You could certainly just put the constants on one side and the variables on the other side. So if I add 5.03 to both sides, I'll have my constants on the right hand side, and then I'll subtract x on this side. But you have to remember, when you subtract x, that's the same thing as subtracting 1x. So you might want to write it like this, 1.0, so that you're lining up your decimal point. All right, don't forget, 4.5x minus x is not still 4.5x. Okay, so let's see, what does that give me? On the left side, 3.5x. So 3.5x equals, now what do I have over here? Well, I'm adding a negative and a positive, and there's more positives, so I need to do my little scratch work. So I do 5.03 minus 1.18. Let's see, that's 5. Let's see, that's a 9. So I'm going to have 8, 3.85. And if you had a calculator, you would also get 3.85. And so now I need to divide by the divide by the coefficient of x. And you need to do that division. Now, you can do that division with a calculator, right? Or let's say you are going to do long division, then make sure you move the decimal to the right before you do your division. So if you're going to do that without a calculator, everyone just loves doing long division. Let's do that little slide work over here. 35 into 38.5, so it goes in once. Oh, at least this one isn't so bad. Look at that. 35 into 35 is 1. Goes in evenly. Yay! So our answer is actually 1.1. That wasn't so bad to do without a calculator. All right, so first method is you solve this exactly as if there were no decimals, but you just have to be careful with all of your arithmetic. All right, let's do it by eliminating the decimals first. Same problem. So I look at the problem, and I see there's like, 3 different decimals in here. So you're going to look and see which one has the most digits after the decimal point, which is this 5.03. You want to move it 2 to the right. That means you'd be multiplying by 100. So you want to multiply the whole equation, in other words, both sides of the equation, by 100. So every single term here gets multiplied by 100. All right, so when I do the first term times 100, I have 4.5. I move the decimal 2 to the right. That'll give you 450x. When I do the negative 5.03, that moves the decimal 2 to the right. That gives you the number 503. All right, what about just 100 times x? Don't forget to also do 100 times the x. That's 100x. Minus, and then I'm doing 100 times 1.18. That's 118. So now I have a problem without any decimals. And then you solve it as usual, getting the variables on one side and constants on the other. So let's subtract 100x from both sides. And while we're at it, let's add 503 to both sides. So 450 minus 100 is going to be 350. So we've got 350x equals, and then we have negative 118 plus 503. Again, that means you're going to have to do 503 minus 118, and that is going to give you 385. So you have to do that arithmetic. Be careful, you're adding a positive and a negative. And then divide both sides by 350. Okay. Now, it's at this point, I think it's harder to think of dividing by 350, but certainly you can do that. I'll show you a little trick in a minute. But for now, let's do it this way. We're going to say, how many times does 350 go into 385? It goes in 1. And then you bring down the 0, and you get 1. And so, again, I'm going to get the same answer that I did doing it the other way, x equals 1.1. Okay, now here's a little trick. Anytime you're dividing, you have a fraction, so you're dividing by a number that has some extra zeros in it, what you could do is just the opposite of what we normally do when we're trying to get a whole number in the denominator. You could make a smaller whole number in the denominator by actually moving the decimal 1 to the left as well. And then I would just have 38.5 divided by 35. So that just means the number out in front here would be 35 instead of 350. So if you had 3500, you could move the decimal 2 to the left because you still have a whole number. So the thing is to make sure you have a whole number in the denominator. Again, options. Okay, let's check and make sure this is the correct answer. I'm pretty sure it is since we did it 2 different ways and got the same answer, but of course it's a good idea to always check your work in the original, using the original equation. All right, so we're going to replace x with 1.1. So we have 4.5 times 1.1 minus 5.03. All right, so we have 4.5 times 1.1. So what you think of, what is 45 times 11? And I have a video on easy ways to multiply by 11 if you want to look at those, but it's 495. Otherwise, you can go out and do that arithmetic on the side. And then you have two different places, two different numbers after the decimal point, so your final answer has to have two places. So this is 4.95. And that seems reasonable because this is like a little bit bigger than 4 times 1. Think about that. So that seems like the decimal's in the right place. Minus 5.03. All right, now how are we going to do that? Well, we're adding a positive, and that's really the same as plus a negative, right? So you're adding a positive and a negative number, so the answer is going to be negative. And by the way, you could always, if you're using a calculator, you could just plug that in, 4.95 minus 5.03. But I'm going to show the scratch work over here. Little review of subtracting with decimals. So I have 5.3 minus 4.95, and that's 8. That's going to be 49. So that is 0. So it looks like I have 0.08. Okay, so I have negative 0.08. All right, let's do the right-hand side. We're going to replace x with 1.1. All right, again, you could think of this as plus and negative, so I'm adding a positive and a negative, and there's more negatives, right? So this one as well is going to be a negative sign. Then I subtract. I'm going to do that scratch work over here. 1.18 minus 1.1. That's 0.08, so it's negative 0.08, and it checks. To be honest, it's easier to actually do the original problem than check it for most people, but it is good to practice working with decimals. So besides making sure you get the right answer, you're also practicing your arithmetic with decimals. This is your Math Gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic.